F it, let's get money. As y'all can see from the title of the video, I have wagered over $250,000 on one app while gambling, online gambling. Yes, you heard that right. $250,000 gambling. No, I did not lose 250,000. I did not win 250,000. I wagered 250,000. Well, actually over 250,000. About 240,000 last year and about another 40 to 60,000 this year. I'm not really sure. Got to look back. No, I'm not rich, but I am a gambling mogul. I will say that I am a gambling mogul, and I guess I'm really good at it. When I first started, it was last year. I had my first win. Uh, I was down about 80 to $160. I was on my last $8. Then I turned that into $3,000. Wagered 1,000, lost it. Then I lost. I backed out with about $2,100 that I backed out with. So yes, that means I turned my last $8 to $2,100. I did that playing roulette. I had a strategy with the columns. I would just switch the columns with the last column that won. So if column 3 won, I would switch to column 1 and 2 and bet on those. And if column 1 won, then I would switch to column 2 and 3. Now, with this strategy, I was winning like 25 to 50 hands in a row before I lost one. Yeah, I was on a roll that night. I really think I had the dealer's signature with all the dealers. Something could have been wrong with the wheel and how it was working. Or I could have just had the dealer's signature, but it was with multiple dealers. They kept switching dealers. I kept winning. Yes, I know that's not a lot to hurt the casino, $2,100. But hey, it was something to put in my pocket, and that was the start of my gambling journey. And I was winning about the next 5 to 6 months. And then for the next 8 months after that, I just went on a losing streak and lost all my winnings. At one point, I was up about probably $7,000 to $9,000, and then I just went on a losing streak and lost it all. I took out credit cards, maxed them out. I have about 8 or 9 credit cards. Yeah, I took out those credit cards, maxed them out. Now I'm about like 12,000 in debt. I also took out a loan, $3,000 loan. Took that out to gamble, lost that. So yeah, I could say gambling is not very efficient in gaining and keeping money. You might be winning. That win streak could last months and months, maybe even years. But at the end, you're not going to win. You're going to lose it all. You're going to keep going in, keep going in, keep getting enticed, keep getting persuaded to go in, just getting that rush of winning and winning and winning. You're eventually going to lose. And that's been proven with my finances. I will be showing receipts. So let's get into the receipts. Okay, so last year I wagered $245,783.35, and out of that I won $240,145.26. So it's over a $5,000 loss in spent and won. This was mostly with the online casino, as you can see, and this was all last year. As you can see, my deposits and withdrawals, I deposited about almost $20,000 and I withdrew about a little over $15,000. This was all last year as well. These are the stats. And as you can also see, this month, this is 2026, May, I have wagered over 6,000 and I have only won about 5,600, so about a $500 loss. Deposited $1,037 and and withdrew $654.96 or 66 cents. My bad. And this year, for the whole total of 2026, it's May right now. I have spent $42,322.64, and that's about like the total wagered. And I've won $40,067.17. I think this year when I gambled, And my deposits for this year, $4,600. Withdrawals, $2,800. Um, as you can see, this is not good. I'm not winning anymore like I used to. I think this year the most I've won was 1,300. That was about in January, but that wasn't online. That was actually at the casino in real life, and I was at the craps table, and I, I just won that night. I took out a payday loan for $80, turn that to 1,300. So yes, it's possible to win at the casino, but it's not very likely for everyone. Only if you've been playing the game for long enough to know what you're doing and to build your own strategy. But even if you build your own strategy, you're gonna have days where you lose. You're gonna have months where you lose for the whole month. And it's just not very smart, not very good to do, and to add to your arsenal if you really want to save money and invest money and get to money. And I also have a job. I work IT at a university, and that doesn't pay me very well. I'm a student worker, and I get paid a little less than minimum wage, to be honest. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I'm not going to name the school that I work at or the college, but that doesn't really pay me that very well. And I'm not getting a lot of hours. It is summer right now. I'm getting more hours, but during the school year I don't get hours. I'm expected to graduate 2026 December, and yeah. Now I also wanted to show you my time spent on the app. I don't know. I think this is 2026 January. I spent a little over 39 hours on the app. That's back when I was winning. I just won 1,300. You know, I think I could win. And also, by the way, these numbers aren't very bad. Wait, like I don't have $40,000, but yeah, I've still wagered over $40,000 this year. That means that I win a lot. I lose very slowly. Most of the time, I win every session, but then I just don't back out because I'm always chasing that big $2,000, $1,000 win when I should be chasing the $50 to $100 win every time. That's probably where I mess up. Always have your limits when you gamble. And I think this is my stat sheet from last year. Yeah, this is my stat sheet from last year. Uh, I've had over a months where I had about 25 hours on the app. I've had months where I've only had about 20, but those are my highest months. I guess my average is about 8 hours a month on the app because my highest months are so high, but my lowest months are very low. As you can see, my lowest months is probably 1 hour, less than an hour, a couple minutes on the app. But yeah, I just wanted to share this gambling journey with you. And I also want to share that I'm going to quit gambling and I'm going to start investing my money. Yes, I'm $12,000 in debt. I plan to get out of that debt by aggressively paying off my debt. I'm going to start paying off my small cards first. And after I pay off my small cards, I'll have more money to put on my bigger cards, and I'll put more and more money each month on that app. Let's get out of debt together, and let's invest together, and let's grow our money together until we have over $1 million. I think we could do it. And like I said, yes, I have a job. I work IT at a university. Um, I'm a student worker. I get paid less than minimum wage, and I can't work 40 hours a week right now because the max we can work is 29 hours per week. If you're a U.S. citizen, if you're a foreign student, the most you can work is about 20 hours per week. So, yeah, that's that. I plan to save up money, get out of debt. I probably won't get out of this debt until I graduate and get a stable job after graduation. I expect to work in IT after I graduate, full time job, and I think that's where I'll be able to save up money and invest this money. Um, I won't have any student debt after I graduate. My parents are paying for all of my college, so that's a plus for me. I see that as a head start, even though I'm kind of behind in school. I'm over the age of 22, but I think that I can get out of this debt, start investing. And I think my first year after graduation, I can invest over 30K. I think I can do that. I might save up and buy a business, or I will keep investing into the stock market. But I'm going to invest the money I make into the stock market so it can at least grow before I buy a business. And when I buy a business, I plan to keep my job after I graduate and have the business as side money to save up and on income and just live off of my labor. You know, live off of my work that I spend my time doing instead of my absentee business that I plan on buying. And I feel like after I buy this absentee business, if I can make at least 50K a year sitting on my butt, that's passive income to me. That's income that could be going into the stock market or saving up to buy my next business. By the time I'm 50 years old, I would like to own about at least 13 businesses. I say 13 to 29 businesses, all absentee, me not working at them and them being passive income. Yes, I know that may not sound realistic to some of you, but that's what a lot of people are doing in communities, and that's what people are taught growing up is to buy business and keep a job, and that's how you'll make money. People usually stop after buying their first business because it's a lot of debt to buy a business, and sometimes you go in more debt to take care of the business. But I'm all ready for that. I've been planning. I've asked all the questions. I don't have a mentor, but I use ChatGPT to get information and to make plans out for my future. I've also I also use Robinhood to invest. Um, I also use my own portfolio, like my own advising to invest, and I also use Robinhood, the Robinhood AI manager. I forgot what they call it, but Robinhood has an AI that will invest for you. You just put money into the AI, it will invest for you. And I did the highest growth over 4 to 10 years, and I have AI investing for me. I will try to invest $50 every 2 weeks into that Robinhood investment, and with my own investment, I will probably invest $200 every 2 weeks. I will be trading options and trading stocks, buy and hold, and that's what I plan on doing. Now, thanks guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And let's save, get out of debt, and invest together and get rich because it's 2026. We need to stop this BS. We need to get some money, man, because life is way less stressful with some damn money. You know what I'm saying? So I'll talk to y'all later. Fuck it, let's get money.